Vine stands in the center of the living room, her heart pounding as she watches Jungkook pace back and forth, his fists clenched at his sides. She knows that look in his eyes, the simmering anger that threatens to boil over at any moment. She has seen it before, felt the burn of it too many times to count. But she has also learned that she is the only one who can calm the storm raging within him. And she will do it every single time without getting tired. Finally, after gulping the whole glass of water down in one breath, he looked at Vine, not believing she could do something like this. Vine looked at him with nervousness, knowing that there is no way out now. She had done something, and she will pay the consequences. If she had to do it again, she would do it without any regrets. Jungkook's voice cut through the tense silence. I can't believe you would do something so reckless, Vine. Do you have any idea what could have happened? Vine swallows hard, her own anger rising to match his. I did what I had to do, Jungkook. You know I can handle myself. Jungkook's eyes flashed with fury, his hands curling into fists at his sides. Handle yourself? You could have gotten yourself killed. His loud voice echoed in the whole house, sending shivers down to everyone else in the house except Vine. Vine takes a step forward, her voice firm but tinged with desperation. I won't let anyone hurt me, Jungkook. Not even you. Jungkook freezes, his gaze locking with hers as a storm of emotions washed over him. He knows she is right, knows that he would never forgive himself if anything were to happen to her. But his anger still burns hot within him, thinking about her safety. Jungkook returned home after a meeting where the uninvited guest Vine arrived and put herself in danger by involving herself in a conflict between two rival Mafia families. She got to know about their conflict and had a perfect idea on how to solve it and wondered why they never thought of this. Maybe she did because she was a political science major. She can handle disputes and negotiate well. When she finally couldn't wait anymore, knowing that the war between the two families is at risk, she had to take a step. Without any personal information, she sent a proposal to both parties in the name of Jungkook. And when all of them arrived, including Jungkook, they were shocked, knowing she was Jungkook's wife. They all got aggressive, thinking that it's another trick of Jungkook. But she negotiated well with them, asking them to give her a chance to prove herself. And Jungkook watched the whole scene with so much patience because he couldn't even imagine what would happen after. He was so angry towards her, but at the same time, nervous about her safety. Silence stretches between them, heavy with unspoken words and unresolved tension. Vine can feel the weight of Jungkook's gaze upon her, his eyes searching hers for any sign of weakness. But she refuses to back down, refuses to let him control her with his anger. She remembers the first time she saw this side of him, the terrifying rage that seemed to consume him entirely. But even then, she knew that there was more to him than just his anger. She saw the pain and vulnerability hidden beneath the surface, the fear of losing control and hurting the ones he loved. And so she made it her mission to help him, to show him that he didn't have to fight this battle alone. She stood by his side through every outburst, every moment of darkness, offering him a glimmer of hope in darkest of his times, even if she had to risk her life for that. Jungkook, why do you always have to push me, Vine? Vine, because sometimes you need to be pushed. Jungkook, you can't be perfect as well. Let me help you sometimes, please. And I promise you that unless my safety is guaranteed, I wouldn't do anything reckless. Jungkook sighed, looking down and reflecting upon his deeds. His voice lowered as he whispered to her, vulnerability completely shone in his eyes as he said, I can't handle the thought of losing you. Fine. Same with me, Junko. Just like how you want to protect me, I want to help you too. I could see the tension and weariness in you from so many days, until I couldn't see anymore. Jungkook, I still hate seeing you in danger. Fine. I hate being in danger, but sometimes it's necessary. She tried to divert the topic and make his anger fly away. She came close to him, knowing that right now he is a burning fire that, if touched, can burn anything with himself. Even knowing that, she came closer, wrapping her arms around his neck and leaned on them. She looked in his eyes. Sometimes the danger is necessary, just like how I accepted it when I decided to marry you. Her seductive voice echoed in his ears, proving it to be a soft melody that he wanted so badly. Jungkook held her from her waist, his anger simmering in his eyes. Why do you always have to challenge me every single time? Fine. Because I refuse to let you walk all over me. Jungkook, don't you realize where you are? In my arms, the most dangerous place in the earth. Vine, for me, it's the safest place on the earth. They looked in each other's eyes, and Jungkook was amazed by her bravery. Moment of silence, and then Jungkook spoke. How are you so fearless? Fine. Learned it from my husband. He smirked when he heard that, his anger coming back to normal the more he stared in that pair of eyes. Jungkook, call me that again. Fine. My husband. She whispered, and the only distance between them left was also occupied. When Jungkook closed it by colliding their lips with each other. He kissed her, the only medicine he needed for his anger to calm down. Her. He needs her all the time, and now that he is addicted, he can't even imagine the thought of losing her. He gets aggressive if something like this happens, which is understandable, but he always gets defeated by her. His anger couldn't stay longer within him when he broke the kiss and looked at her who was in his embrace. Jungkook, you're the only one who can calm me down. Wine. And you're the only one who can drive me insane. Jungkook, I will always protect you, Wine. No matter what. I love you so much. Wine. I know, Jungkook. And that's why you need to stop worrying too much. As long as I have your love, I can overcome anything for you. Jungkook, I'm sorry for losing my temper earlier. Fine. Apology accepted, but try not to let it happen again. Jungkook, I promise to do better, Vine. Fine. and I promise to be always here for you, Jungkook. As they stand facing each other in the dimly lit room, she realizes that their journey is far from over. There will be more fights, more moments of anger and frustration, but she also knows that as long as she has his love, she will be able to overcome anything and everything. Finally, Jungkook took Wine to their room to calm his remaining anger down by his needs.